Hey everybody, welcome to our Wednesday, Thursday video for week 1 of July curriculum. So before we get going, I want you to get yourself warmed up. Jumping jacks, push-ups, sit-ups, pivot front ups where you get that nice stretch in your leg, 10 on each side, and then finishing with 30 seconds of mountain climbers or jogging with high knees, or you can do more jumping jacks if you want, but I want you to get your body moving and warmed up, and then we'll get going. Ready, set, go. All right, so first thing we're going to be going over today is eye spears. Okay, when you are in danger, we've gone over this lots of times, but in danger means that someone is trying to kidnap you, kill you, hurt you, right? They are trying to injure you, all right? Or if someone's trying to do something to your body that you are not okay with, you said no, they keep going, and you need to stop them. Okay, you have every right to get somebody off of you and not so that they don't do things to your body that you're not okay with. All right, so here's the deal. Bad guys or women, there are women who are bad as well, who take part in the evil things that bad people do, okay? But attacking the eyes is a great way to defend yourself against any size person, right? Maybe this person has picked you up and they're trying to carry you, and if you can get one hand up and jab your thumb in their eye, right, they're gonna immediately just have to drop you. Oh man, because you can't you can punch somebody in the stomach and they got hard muscles and it's not gonna hurt them at all. The eyeball you can't work out the eyeball and make it stronger. It is susceptible no matter who it is. Okay, so an eye spear or eye gouge is a great way to defend yourself when you're in danger. Okay, so there's lots of different ways that you can injure somebody's eye. One of the quickest ways is with your thumbs. Okay, if we had next time you come into class, if you want to get on those bobs we have and you just grab on and you jab the thumb, you want to go in this corner right here closer to the nose, and you shove the thumb in there. You kind of grab onto the face and shove the thumb in, and that's one way to do it, especially if you're in close. Another way you can spear or gouge the eye is with we call this beaks. Okay, and if you have a little bit of distance, maybe they're not grabbing onto you yet, but they're getting in close, you can go, no, right? Or even just with one hand, maybe they've got you by their hand and they're leaning in close trying to say, hey, be quiet, you're coming with me. You can just stab their eye with your fingers like this, okay? But it's got to be stabby. If your fingers are all curled up like this, there's no stabby there, right? The point is to jam the fingers into the eye socket and cause as much damage as possible. Okay, one way that we can just practice the motion, right? If you're in your ready stance, you got your hands up, make your beak with one hand and go no, right? Almost like anytime you're doing a punch or a palm strike, you don't just want to use your hand, but you really lean into it and put your whole body behind it. Okay, but you do have to think about targeting. So if you're standing in front of a mirror and watching yourself do it, aim for your own eye in the mirror. Okay, or if you guys have some mitts that you can do it on, make sure you try to hit the same spot on the mitt every time. Usually there's like some letters or something that say Century or there's a logo. Try to hit the same spot on that mitt every time you do your eye spear and go all the way through it. Don't just tap it, but push all the way through. No, right? As you're going all the way through the target. So eye spears can be with the thumbs. You can do both hands. Maybe only get one hand free and you can wiggle your arm up there to their face and shove that thumb in. That's okay. If you got a little more distance and you're just trying to get them to keep that distance, okay? Maybe they got your hand. In just a second, next week, we're gonna get to those wrist grab escapes, and that eye spear is a great distraction to use prior to getting out of their grab, okay? So eye spears to the eye, either beaks or thumbs. So practice that with the targeting, hitting the same target every time, and not just tapping it, but really shoving all the way through. practicing those eye spears. You can do one hand at a time. You can even do double hands. If you do a double eye spear, make sure you keep your hands close together. Nobody's eyes are this wide apart, right? So you come out and go straight out like this, or grab on and shove those thumbs in. So have some fun practicing those eye spears, but still keep in mind why it's done, okay? It's a serious thing, and I want you guys to give your permission to use something like that when you are in danger. All right, practice those eye spears, and we'll get back at it. Ready, set, go. All right, today I do want you to spend a little bit more time practicing those inside blocks that we learned in the last video. Remember, an inside block is for a punch that's coming right down the center. So not a swinging outside punch, because then we would use an outside block, but a straight punch right down the middle at your chin. And that inside block, you got to have your hands up in good ready position, not too close to your face, right? But if we're also way out here, that makes it really hard. So little bend in the elbow, but hands are still at the same level as your face. That way, when they try to punch at your chin, they got to go between those hands. And it makes that inside block really easy to do before that punch can even get to you. Remember, it's a small movement. It's not way over here, because then that leaves you open to other strikes. It's just a small movement and right back to the center. So have some fun practicing those inside blocks. If you want to speed it up a little bit more, change it up a little bit, right? Don't just go left, right, because then you get into this pattern and you start bringing your hands out like this, anticipating. Keep those hands up, watching your partner, punching partner, just wait a little bit, and then 1, wait a little bit, 2, wait a little bit, oh, maybe the same hand again, right? So keep it, still keep it relatively slow, all right, but have some fun with it. And practice those inside blocks. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, next up is going to be side kicks. Cool thing about side kicks is that it has the same 4 parts as that pivot front kick we learned in the last video. So we've got chamber, kick, retract, back to balance. All right, the only thing that's changing now is the direction that I'm kicking. My chamber is in the same place. My retract and back to balance go back the same way. The only thing that changes is the direction of my kick and also where I look as I'm kicking, right? When we're doing that pivot front kick, pivot means back leg, I chamber, kick out to the front, retract, back to balance. Now the only thing that's going to change is I still got my chamber right here in the same spot, but now I'm going to kick out to my side. So I'm going to look to my side, kick out to the side, and retract back to balance, okay? So just like we did with those pivot front kicks last video, we're going to spend a little bit of time feeling the parts, doing the 4 parts slowly, okay? So our chamber comes up, my foot is flexed because it's my heel that's going to be stomping out to hit my target. So I'm not turning and going toes up. Now I'm keeping my body facing this way, kicking to the side. Now look how sideways my foot is. And then I retract and bring it back in. Okay, so we're not turning to face our target, right? Maybe there's somebody I'm defending myself against right here, and I see somebody walking up, pop, and then back to the person in front of me. Okay, so think about where your body is facing. And again, the slow parts, chamber, kick out to the side, foot is horizontal, retract, back to balance. So I want you to practice those 4 parts nice and slow. 10 on each side. Feel those 4 parts. Feel your good foot position. That chamber should be out in front every time. Kick out, retract back to the same spot, and set it back down behind you because it is our pivot leg that we're using. Okay, so 10, nice and slow, all 4 parts. Balance, holding on to something for balance so you're not falling over and flopping around, all right? 10 on each side. Ready, set, go. All right, guys, so this month we are practicing determination. The definition of determination is a quality that makes you continue trying to do or achieve something that is difficult. Okay, so it means that it's you decide that no matter what, you're not giving up, even when it's something hard. It could be something like learning to write your name or read. That can be hard for some people. But you can't just decide, oh, it's hard, I have a hard time writing S's, so I'm just not going to write S's, even if there's one in my name. Nope, you gotta keep learning, you gotta keep trying and keep practicing. Or it could be something as difficult as learning to tie your shoes. I know they make lots of shoes with straps and velcros, but it's important to be able to tie shoes because someday you may need to wear shoes that have laces. All right, there's all kinds of difficult things that we face in life, but and as kids and adults, and determination is what helps us not to give up. Okay, so number one on our ways to show determination is learning to set goals and achieve them. Okay, so there's something that you've decided that you want to do, that you want to accomplish. Maybe it's something you want to learn how to do, or something you want to get better at, or something you want to achieve someday, right? So maybe you want to get better at push-ups. I've seen kids say that their goal is to get better at push-ups, to be able to do 10 solid push-ups and keeping their back nice and flat without letting their belly sag down and only bending their elbows. And I've seen kids achieve that goal. All right, or learning to do your sit-ups without using your arms at all, only using your tummy muscles. That's something you can definitely get better at. Some kids have goals of like, I'm gonna work on keeping my room clean every day. And maybe that's getting kind of hard and you end up missing a day. Well, that's okay. You don't just drop the goal and say, oh, I missed a day, I guess I'm never gonna get this. No, then you just start over and keep going, right? Or it might be a goal like you want to be a black belt someday, or you want to go to college someday, right? The thing, your dream job that you want to be when you grow up. Those are all goals that you can spend your life working towards and working on. Okay, so there's small goals and medium goals and big goals. Some that you can achieve in one day, some that's going to take you weeks or months, and others that are going to take you years to accomplish. But learning to set goals and achieve them is what helps you learn to practice determination and not give up. All right, so make sure you're getting your sheet and learning, especially your Bible verse, but spending time practicing all of these things as well. All right, we'll see you next time.